Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. I'm being a bit naughty by drinking Pepsi tonight because it's a Friday. But anyway, I know I don't always have the most healthy diet, but anywho, obviously I'm finally back with 3 of my ideas for black empowerment, especially African American, but also globally. Yeah, so sharing my ideas is what I hope to do. And hopefully you checked out parts 1 and 2. If not, please check them out, and hopefully people will enjoy these videos as much as possible. So anywho, so as I say, continuing on from my ideas, which I was talking about on Monday, and I think it was a Friday before, here goes. So yeah, some of my ideas. So as I say, I often do these 3-part list videos, break them up into 3 parts so they're not too long, hopefully. So I'm continuing obviously from point number 21. So here goes. So yeah, so number 21, I would love to find out the historical contributions to the world from the global black diaspora, especially African Americans, and perhaps how some of those contributions or successes have been suppressed or not really had the acknowledgement that they could and perhaps should have had. Apparently there were quite a lot of black inventors throughout history, but they weren't acknowledged for their inventions, for instance, because they were when they were under slavery, they weren't allowed to take credit for their inventions. Also, black people were not allowed to get an education, like be able to read or write or anything like that. And so yeah, I imagine it wouldn't be as easy for them or even possible for them to get patents, how you pronounce it. But there have been quite a few inventions and things like that have been that many people don't know have been apparently invented by black people throughout history. Security systems, water guns, I think was one of them, and there are quite a few others. And even the term real McCoy apparently came from an African American chap who invented many things, and people tried to imitate his inventions, but companies said we must have the real McCoy, that's where the term the real McCoy comes from. It's like it was actually his inventions which have not been imitated or copied. So yeah, I'd love to find out about those historical contributions and what black people around the world, especially African Americans, in this month in February, because it's African American or Black History Month in America mainly. I would love to find out what sort of things they went through in like history from a black point of view, black people's point of view. Number 22, moving on, I'd love to find out what could be done to improve black people's lot, or basically successes, sorry, or how they can be supported, encouraged, and generally achieve their full potential, and what sort of things could change to improve their situations, like black women in technology, supporting things like Black Girls Code or African Girls Code Initiative, but again, like the global diaspora. And excuse me, and in March, I again hope to especially support Aborigines, Maoris, and Tories, and Strait Pacific Islanders, or however you pronounce it, in technology and things like that. But basically, black girls around the world in technology, to learn about technology. Excuse me, sorry. Number 23, I would love to look into fundraising ideas to support the global black diaspora, and maybe as I talked before about what if there were tax exemptions to encourage companies, angel investors, banks, businesses, anyone who invests really, or who can create jobs or who has the money to invest in or fund, or employ, excuse me, sorry, say maybe even up to 40 or even more, say black women in politics, business and tech, or different areas where they could be empowered. So whoever supports, maybe there could be a number like 40 black women in each possible country, and any company who supports them would be given tax exemptions and things like that to encourage that support to make up for historical injustices, and also just generally to support groups who are underrepresented, like black people around the world are underrepresented in technology and things like that. So it could be to help them in those areas. Number 24, I would love to support the global black diaspora to network together and people of color to support them and things like that. And again, look at what ways could be used to empower them, like I say, like tax losses and things like that. Excuse me. And excuse me, people around the world could learn about contributions of black people, generally speaking, and like that could be done all around the world. People learning about African American contributions and things like that. Number 25, again, I'd love to support black women and black girls as well to learn about things like politics, business, and tech, and how they can network together, and how mentors could train them to learn about politics, business, and tech, and things like that, and other areas where they could be empowered. And I hope to celebrate successes of black females of all ages. But I think that training young people would help them a lot in the future, because the younger they learn something, the more they can be empowered. The earlier they learn, the better for the future. I hope that makes sense. Number 26, I hope to look into the case for reparations. And part of the reasons why I talk about tax exemptions is because I think that's a good way to reparate people, and it could encourage a lot of companies of their own free will. So it wouldn't have to force companies to support like quotas would, or things like that. But at the same time, it could be a way to encourage companies like Microsoft, IBM, Apple, Oracle, or the big companies out there, or even, well, especially big companies, I suppose, who would be in the position. I know it's a bit difficult because it would support big companies more, but I think the most important thing is it would support the global black diaspora, especially women and girls, to learn about things for future opportunities and where they can network together, like with training. Again, I don't want to force quotas or how, I wouldn't advocate for forcing quotas or how, basically anything that would force companies to do something they wouldn't want to do. But with tax losses, hopefully, or tax cuts or breaks or whatever they call them, hopefully that gives an incentive, tax incentives, if you like. Hopefully that gives an incentive to training up and empowering and supporting and fempowering, as I call it, and employing black women, and again, like training young girls from a young age as well. So hopefully in the future they'll be more empowered. But yeah, I hope to talk about the cases of like what has happened to the global black diaspora in history, and look at cases for reparations and how much those what would be a fair number to give if black people should have reparations, and if so, what would be a fair number. I believe they should be given reparations. And like for instance, here in the UK, there was a case where, like, when slavery ended, the slave owners, or the former slave owners, got massive compensation, worth $1 billion in today's money, or I think that was a few years ago as well. So I think it would be fair to give black British people like $1 billion between them, so that they could invest that money, because that was the amount of money that was given to slave owners. Maybe even more should be given for all the time that they have been behind because of the situation. I hope that made sense. I know not everyone will agree with those same views, but I do. But I'm just sharing my views, of course. And number 27, as ever, I'd love to have like a list of the top supporters of the global black diaspora, people who support them in terms of politics, business, technology, and things like that, those career opportunities and supporting their businesses and that sort of thing. Number 28, hopefully this will turn a negative situation and turn it around into a positive. Basically, I call it making a positive from out of a negative. Number 29, again, I'd love to encourage people of colour generally to support the global black diaspora, and I think we can come together, hopefully, and support each other and encourage each other. And number 30, I'd love to hear other people's ideas on what they think. I know not everyone might agree. I do think that there is a justified reason for reparations. Again, to me, the best way to do that would be to offer tax exemptions for training up 30, 40, or even more black people in all possible countries. But yeah, I'd love to hear what other people think, and hopefully most of the comments will be polite or loving and positive and that sort of thing. And I am out. Peace out.